Уважаемые участники форума, через 5 минут начнет свою работу 5-й международный инвестиционный форум «Инвест Гагаузия-2019». Просьба пройти всех в зал. Уважаемые участники форума, через 2 минуты начнет свою работу 5-й международный инвестиционный форум «Инвест Гагаузия-2019». Просьба пройти в зал и занять свои места. Уважаемые дамы и господа, просьба занять свои места. Инвестиционный форум начнет свою работу через несколько минут. Уважаемые дамы и господа, через несколько минут начнет свою работу инвестиционный форум. Просьба занять свои места.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, we are kindly ask you to have your seats. The forum is about to start. Sayın misafirler, lütfen yerinizi alın. Birazdan forum başlayacaktır. Уважаемые дамы и господа, мы просим вас занять места. Форум начинается. Dear guests, we are kindly ask you to have your seats. The forum is about to start. Sayın misafirler, lütfen yerinizi alın. Forum birazdan başlayacaktır.
Дамы и господа, просим вас занять места в зале. Через несколько минут начнет свою работу инвестиционный форум. Уважаемые гости форума, убедительно просим вас занять места в зале. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th Anniversary International Investment Forum Invest Gagauzia 2019. Doamnelor și domnilor, vă salutăm la al 5-lea Forum Internațional Invest Gagauzia 2019. Дамы и господа, приветствуем вас на 5-м юбилейном международном инвестиционном форуме Инвест Гагаузия 2019. To greet the anthems of the Republic of Moldova and Gagauzia, we ask you all in solidarity to please rise. Intonarea imnului de stat al Republicii Moldova și al Gagauziei. Для приветствия государственных гимнов Республики Молдова и Гагаузии просим всех встать.
Limba noastră o comoară, în adâncuri înfundate, un șirac de piatră rare, pe moșii revărsate. Limba noastră foc ce arde, într-un neam ce fără veste, s-a trezit în somn de moarte, ca viteazul din poveste. Răsăriva o comoară, în adâncuri înfundate, un șirac de piatră rare, pe moșii revărsate. Tarafim sen tarafim, ne güzelsin korafim. Çok cömertsin sen toprağım, Gagauz yerim bucağım. Gagauzia koşlum, çok sevim koru dostum. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim balık halkım. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim balık halkım. Gagauzia mutlu yerim, vatanımsın sen benim. Pek işidir insanın, yerleri keser altın. Gagauzia koşlum, çok sevin koru dostum. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim balık halkım. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim balık halkım. Ne zorluk seni kırdı, ne zaman dolaştırdı. Allah'ım koru toprağı, Gagauz yeri bucağım. Gagauzia koşlum, çok sevin koru dostum. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim balık halkım. Bayrağını üste kaldır, sen benim üsse kaldı, sen benim balık halkım.
Для приветственного слова приглашается Башкан Гагаузии Ирина Влах.
Saygılı foruma katılanlar, bugün bütün yürekten sevinirim. Karşılama sizi 5. Halklar Arası Forumda Invest Gagauzya 2019. Bugün bu salonda bulunur diplomatik misyaların yöneticileri, Gagauzya'nın kuvvetleri hem büyük delegasyalar 13 devletten. Büyük misafirlerin burada bulunması için var nice yapma çıkış. Hani investisiya forumu gösterdi kendi lazımlığının da kuvvetlerin hem iş adamların arasında halizden bir iyi ortak oldu. Her bir yıl bizim yönümüzde durur bir dil kolay dava. Pek kısa zamanda anlatma iş adamlara bizim Gagauzi için, autonomiyanın ekonomikası için, investisiya kolaylıkları için, zira Gagauzya gelecekken her bir yatırımcı lazım bulsun cevap iki soruşa. Niçin iş yapma faydalı Moldova Respublikası'nda? Hem niçin mahsus Гагаузияда? Уважаемые гости, добрый день! Сегодня мы предоставим вам экономический анализ и данные, которые окончательно убедят вас сделать свой выбор в пользу Гагаузии. Прежде всего, хочу отметить, что Республика Молдова пользуется преференциальными торговыми режимами с Европейским Союзом, странами СНГ и Турцией. А это значит, что инвесторы, работающие в Гагаузии, могут свободно экспортировать свою продукцию как на запад, так и на восток. Наше самое главное богатство – это наши жители. В Гагаузии проживают трудолюбивые, энергичные и предприимчивые люди. Подавляющее большинство обладает высшим или среднеспециальным образованием. В регионе практически все жители в совершенстве владеют русским языком, гагаузским языком, который близок к турецкому. Широко распространен молдавский язык, а молодое поколение и люди среднего возраста владеют английским или немецким языком. Другое важное преимущество нашего региона – это его выгодное географическое положение. Сегодня утром вы лично убедились, что за 1,5 часа вы смогли доехать с Кишинева до Камрата. Гагаузия действительно удобна с точки зрения логистики. Регион располагает развитой сетью автомобильных и железнодорожных дорог. В непосредственной близости находится молдавский порт на Дунае Джорджулешты, а также украинский порт Рени и румынский порт Галац. Гагаузская автономия обладает особым правовым статусом, закрепленным в Конституции Республики Молдова. Полномочия региона позволяют нам оказывать широкую административную поддержку, предоставлять гарантии и финансовые стимулы как крупным инвесторам, так и малому и среднему бизнесу. С 2015 года в автономии отмечается устойчивая положительная динамика по основным макроэкономическим показателям региона. Приведу лишь несколько цифр. За последние 4 года объем промышленной и сельскохозяйственной продукции в Гагаузии вырос в 1,5 раза. Темпы роста иностранных инвестиций за последние годы увеличились в 2 раза. Свыше 1100 рабочих мест было создано с приходом нового резидента японской компании Fujikura. 1000 рабочих мест удалось открыть благодаря развитию бизнес-инкубаторов в Чедерлунге, грантовым программам Европейского Союза и нашим региональным программам для малого и среднего бизнеса. Мы ставим перед собой задачу увеличения темпов роста экономики за счет дальнейшего улучшения делового климата, реабилитации инфраструктуры региона и глубокого реформирования системы образования в соответствии с потребностями рынка труда. И в свете наших планов я бы хотела дать ответ на вопрос, который задает себе каждый, сидящий в этом зале. Какие перспективы открываются передо мной в Гагаузии? Прежде всего, вас, уважаемые инвесторы, ждет индивидуальный подход, доверительное отношение, полная поддержка со стороны региональных властей. В Гагаузии работает агентство по привлечению инвестиций. Руководитель, сотрудники агентства будут с вами на прямой связи 24 часа в сутки, чтобы в оперативном порядке решать любые возможные сложности. Именно в агентстве вы сможете получить детальную информацию о преференциях для инвесторов, налоговом законодательстве, действующих грантовых программах и свободных площадках для бизнеса. Мы создали новые производственные площадки порядка 100 гектар за счет открытия субзон свободной экономической зоны в Алканеш, в Камрате и в Чедерлунге. Инвесторы здесь получают доступ к дорожной инфраструктуре, электросистем, системе водоснабжения и канализации. Завтра вы сможете посетить любую из этих площадок и лично в этом убедиться. Уверена, что вас, уважаемые инвесторы, также волнует вопрос, найдете ли вы в Гагаузии квалифицированный персонал. В автономии ведется большая работа по реформированию системы образования. Увеличивается количество классов в лицейском цикле с реальным профилем. Внедряется дуальное обучение в профессиональных училищах и колледжах автономии. Иными словами, обучение по среднетехническим специальностям совмещается с производственной практикой. По заказу исполнительного комитета Кишиневский технический университет ежегодно набирает абитуриентов из Гагаузии по самым востребованным специальностям. После получения диплома эти молодые специалисты возвращаются домой и трудоустраиваются в реальном секторе. Наши прогнозы показывают, что потребности в технических кадрах в ближайшие десятилетия будут расти в арифметической прогрессии. Поэтому вместе с нашими турецкими партнерами мы приступаем в этом году к амбициозному образовательному и инфраструктурному проекту строительству в Камрате индустриального колледжа. С макетом этого учебного заведения вы смогли ознакомиться в холле этого здания. Уважаемые гости, программа нашего инвестиционного форума рассчитана всего на 2 дня. Этого времени крайне мало для того, чтобы получить полное представление об экономическом потенциале Гагаузии. Но я уверена, что за это время вы в полной мере ощутите наш безграничный энтузиазм, твердую решимость ускорить индустриализацию гагаузской автономии. Мы шаг за шагом идем к своей цели. Мы станем самым динамично развивающимся регионом в Республике Молдова. Сегодня это уже не просто наши мечты, а вопрос ближайшего будущего. И мы приглашаем вас, уважаемые инвесторы, стать частью нашей общей истории успеха. Отдельно хочу обратиться к нашим внешним партнерам и поблагодарить вас, уважаемые партнеры, за содействие в социально-экономическом развитии нашей автономии. Это прежде всего Турецкая Республика, Европейский Союз, Российская Федерация, Азербайджан, Туркменистан и многие другие страны. Ваша широкая поддержка помогает нам реально улучшить качество жизни наших жителей и модернизировать инфраструктуру нашей автономии. Искренне желаю вам, уважаемые участники форума, использовать сегодня все возможности для налаживания деловых контактов и долгосрочного взаимовыгодного сотрудничества. Добро пожаловать в Гагаузию. Беня Цвенитен Гагаузия. Хош гильден из Гагаузия.
Для приветственного слова приглашается советник президента Республики Молдова в экономической области Елена Горелова.
Добрый день всем. Сегодня прекрасная погода. В зале чувствуется теплая атмосфера и боевой настрой Ирины Федоровны. Она так замечательно выступила. Я думаю, это гарантированный успех форума. Я привезла слова, которые мне переданы вам от имени президента Республики Молдова в поддержку проведения форума, в поддержку всех, кто заинтересован в развитии региона, в поддержку вашего руководства. Я зачитаю. Уважаемые организаторы, участники и гости форума, дамы и господа, ваш форум стал традиционной площадкой для продвижения инвестиционного имиджа Гагаузии и для диалога с инвесторами. Ключ к процветанию – это крупные инвестиции, которые создают прочную основу экономического и социального развития страны и ее регионов. Хочу подчеркнуть, что только масштабные и долгосрочные инвестиции способны серьезно изменить экономический облик Гагаузии, сделать регион территорией высокотехнологичных производств, современного аграрного сектора, обновленной инфраструктуры. Именно такие кардинальные преобразования могут привести к существенному повышению уровня и качества жизни жителей Гагаузии. Рассчитываю, что инвестиционный форум не только закрепит уже достигнутые инвестиционные успехи Гагаузии, но и позволит начать новые перспективные проекты. Желаю участникам форума плодотворных дискуссий, реализации намеченных планов и всего самого-самого доброго. Президент Республики Молдова Игорь Додон. Я лично вам желаю того же самого, подписываюсь под каждой фразой. Спасибо.
Для приветственного слова приглашается чрезвычайный полномочный посол Республики Турция в Республике Молдова Гюрол Sökmensüer.
Gagavuz Özerk yerinin değerli pahalı başkanı Sayın İrina Vlah, Cumhurbaşkanlığının değerli temsilcisi, hükümet temsilcileri, sayın büyükelçiler, sevgili meslektaşlarım, Türkiye'den ve diğer ülkelerden gelen tüm değerli katılımcılar, basının güzide temsilcileri, hanımefendiler ve beyefendiler, Gagavuzya'da bulunmanın avantajını kullanarak ben Türkçe konuşacağım ama tercüme edilecek konuşma. Moldova'da soydaşlarımızın yaşadığı Gagavuz Özerk yerinde sizlerle bugün bir arada olmaktan onur duyuyor. Öncelikle hepinizi saygıyla selamlıyorum. Forumun Moldova ve özellikle Gagavuzya için yeni yatırımlara vesile olmasını ve ülkelerimiz arasındaki dostlukların güçlenmesine katkı sağlamasını diliyorum. Biz Türkiye olarak Moldova'yı ortak sınırımız olmasa da dost ve kardeş ülke olarak gördüğümüzü her vesileyle söylüyoruz. Bu anlayışla Moldova ile ilişkilerimizi Moldova'nın bağımsızlığını kazanmasından bu yana her alanda ve her düzeyde geliştirdik ve bunu geliştirmeye devam ediyoruz. Tarihsel, kültürel ve ekonomik bağlarımızın güçlü olduğu bu güzel ülkeyi bizim için özel kılan unsurlardan biri de hiç şüphesiz aramızda köprü vazifesi gören Gagavuz soydaşlarımızdır. Biz güçlü ve kalkınmış bir Gagavuzya'nın ancak güçlü bir Moldova ile birlikte var olabileceğine inandık ve inanmaya devam edeceğiz. Soydaşlarımızın kendi topraklarını, kendi evlerini terk etmeden refah içinde yaşamalarının iki önemli koşulu olduğunu düşünüyorum. Bunlardan biri Gagavuzya'nın asli bir parçası olduğu Moldova merkeziyle kuracağı güçlü diyalog ve işbirliğidir. İkincisi ise ekonomik ve sosyal alanda arzu edilen düzeyde gelişebilmesidir. Bu anlayışla 1994 yılından bu yana yaptığımız gibi her vesileyle Gagavuzya ile Moldova arasındaki iletişim ve işbirliğinin güçlenmesini teşvik ediyoruz. Bununla birlikte Gagavuzya'ya yaptığımız kalkınma yardımları ile hem buradaki soydaşlarımızın yaşam koşullarını iyileştirmeye çalışıyor, hem de bir bütün olarak Moldova'nın kalkınmasına katkı sağlıyoruz. Bugüne kadar yaptığımız kalkınma yardımı projelerini birçoğunuz biliyorsunuz. Şu an içinde bulunduğumuz kültür evinin onarımı da bu projelerimizden sadece birisidir. Hastane, kreş, huzurevi, gençlik merkezi gibi çok sayıda büyük ölçekli projenin yer aldığı bu uzun listeye Komrat Spor Kompleksi ve Recep Tayyip Erdoğan Eğitim Külliyesi gibi yeni projeleri de inşallah yakında ekleyeceğiz. Moldova'nın bağımsızlığını kazanmasından bu yana Türkiye'nin resmi kalkınma yardımlarının toplamı 80 milyon dolara ulaşmıştır. Kalkınma yardımlarımızın yanı sıra Türk yatırımlarını da Moldova'nın dört bir yanında görmek artık şaşırtıcı değil. Türkiye ve Moldova arasındaki güçlü ve kalıcı dostluğun en somut göstergeleri olan bu projelere yenilerini eklemek için birlikte çalışmaya her zaman hazırız. Yatırımcılarımız müteahhitlik hizmetleri, gıda, içecek, tekstil, hazır giyim, turizm, inşaat malzemeleri üretimi, ilaç pazarlama, restoran, otel, hastane, okul, spor kompleksi, alışveriş merkezi işletmeciliği, taşımacılık gibi birçok farklı alanda sayısız yatırımla Moldova'yı hep bir adım ileriye taşımışlardır. Yalnızca Moldova'da değil, dünyanın farklı bölgelerinde yenilikçi ve güvenilir olarak tanınan Türk yatırımları ile burada da son derece gurur duyuyoruz. Moldova ekonomisine katkı sağlayan yatırımların çok önemli ve vatandaşların yaşam koşullarını doğrudan etkileyen bir yönü daha var, istihdam. Her bir yatırım, her bir proje ilave iş imkanı sağlamaktadır. Örneğin 2000 yılından bu yana Gagavuz özerk yerinde 4 ayrı fabrika ile faaliyet gösteren Asena Tekstil firmamız 1600 kişiyi istihdam etmektedir. Komrat'a gelirken inşaat sahasını gördüğünüz çevre yolu projesi de keza bir Türk firması olan Onur İnşaat tarafından üstlenilmiştir. Bu proje ile de 400'e yakın Moldova vatandaşı iş imkanına kavuşmuştur. Bu rakamlar Gagavuzya'daki sadece bazı örneklerdir. Moldova'nın diğer şehirlerindeki Türk yatırımı fabrikaları, otelleri ve çeşitli firmaları da eklediğimiz zaman toplamda Moldova'da 6000'in üzerinde bir istihdamın yaratıldığını söylemek mümkündür. Biz yine de bu rakamları yeterli görmüyoruz. Moldova ve Gagavuzya'daki yatırım potansiyelinin çok fazla olduğu aşikar. Bu potansiyelin hayata geçebilmesi için teorik olarak hepimizin bildiği gibi bazı koşulların muhakkak oluşması gerekir. Yatırımcının kendini güvende hissetmesi için güvenilir bir hukuk ve yargı sistemi şarttır. İstikrarlı iç siyaset ve teşvik edici bir yönetim olmazsa olmazdır. Bu koşulları tümüyle sağladığında Moldova'nın ve Gagavuzya'nın bölgesinde önemli bir yatırım merkezi olacağından ben şüphe duymuyorum. Ayrıca genç nüfusun ülke dışına göçüne de bu yolla gerek kalmayacağını düşünüyorum. Değerli katılımcılar, Türkiye ve Moldova arasında ticari ve ekonomik ilişkilerin geliştirilmesi için gereken hukuki zemin büyük ölçüde oluşmuş durumdadır. Ülkelerimiz arasında yatırımların karşılıklı teşviki ve korunması anlaşması, çifte vergilendirmenin önlenmesi anlaşması ve serbest ticaret anlaşması gibi ticari ve yatırımları kolaylaştıracak anlaşmalar mevcuttur. Örneğin serbest ticaret anlaşması Kasım 2016'dan bu yana yürürlüktedir. Bu anlaşma ile Moldova'ya ihracatımızın %75'i, ithalatımızın ise %80'i gümrük vergisi ödenmeden gerçekleştirilmektedir. Bu anlaşma ile karşılıklı olarak önemli kazanımlar elde ettik. 2005 yılında Türkiye ve Moldova arasında 113 milyon dolar olan dış ticaret hacmi 2018 yılında 446 milyon dolara yükselmiştir. 2019 yılının Ocak-Ağustos döneminde ise ikili ticaret hacminde bir önceki yılın aynı dönemine göre %38'lik bir artış kaydedilmiştir. Bu artış büyük oranda Moldova'dan ülkemize yapılan ihracattaki artıştan kaynaklanmaktadır. Moldova 2018 yılının ilk 8 ayında Türkiye'ye 57,4 milyon ABD doları ihracat yapmışken bu sene bu rakam 132 milyon ABD dolarına 8 ayda yükselmiştir. Yani Moldova'da üretilen ürünler Türkiye'de her geçen gün daha çok alıcı bulmaktadır. Değerli katılımcılar, Türkiye ve Moldova arasındaki ilişkiler geçen sene stratejik ortaklık düzeyine taşınmıştır. Bizlerin görevi bu ortak iradeyi ilişkilerimizin her alanına yansıtabilmektir. Bu anlayışla ekonomik olarak güçlü bir Moldova içerisinde güçlü bir Gagauzya için yatırımcılarımızın burada yatırım yapmalarını teşvik etmeye devam edeceğiz. Moldova'nın yatırımcılarımıza gereken kolaylıkları hukuki çerçevede sağlayacağına inanıyoruz. Zaten bu konuda Sayın Başkan Irina Vlah'ın ve Gagauz Özerk Yeri yöneticilerinin işbirliğine açık tutumlarını bizler yakinen biliyoruz ve kendilerine müteşekkiriz. Ülkelerimiz arasındaki ticari ve ekonomik ilişkilerinde stratejik ortaklık düzeyini yansıtacak seviyelere ulaşması temennisiyle sözlerime son verirken son bir müjdeyi de buradan sizlerle paylaşmak istiyorum. Komrat'ta açmayı planladığımız başkonsolosluğumuzla ilgili önemli ilerlemeler kaydettik. Kançılarya olarak kullanılacak binayı kiraladık ve yakında onarımına başlayacağız. Binamızı ülkemize ve Gagauz soydaşlarımıza yakışır bir kançılarya binası haline getirip kısa zamanda Gagauzya'daki ilk başkonsolosluğu resmen Türkiye olarak açmayı ümit ediyoruz. Bu vesileyle başta Başkan Sayın Irina Vlah olmak üzere forumun düzenlenmesinde emeğe geçen herkese teşekkürlerimi sunuyor. Bu 5. Uluslararası Yatırım Forumu'nun başarılı geçmesini temenni ediyorum. Ayrıca Türkiye'den gelen misafirlerimizin de mübarek kandilini bu vesileyle kutluyor. Hepinizi en içten sevgi ve saygılarımla selamlıyorum. Sağ olun.
Для приветственного слова приглашается председатель Комитета Совета Федерации Российской Федерации по федеративному устройству региональной политики, местному самоуправлению и делам Севера Олег Мельниченко.
Уважаемая Ирина Федоровна, хочу выразить искреннюю благодарность нашим молдавским друзьям за прекрасную организацию форума, неизменное радушие и гостеприимство. Это уже 5-й международный инвестиционный форум. Налицо прогресс, который достигло это мероприятие за годы своего существования. Мы это видим. Форум охватывает многие сферы сотрудничества, которые актуальны для бизнес-сообщества и экономики в целом, что находит отражение в ее нынешней программе. Важно также, что наша общая работа не ограничивается рамками форума. Взаимодействие целого ряда российских регионов с Гагаузией осуществляется в постоянном режиме, прежде всего в рамках межрегионального сотрудничества. На сегодняшний день между субъектами Российской Федерации и административно-территориальными образованиями Республики Молдова действует более 30 двусторонних соглашений о сотрудничестве. Наиболее активно торгово-экономические связи развивается с Москвой, Санкт-Петербургом, Краснодарским краем, Московской, Белгородской, Брянской, Воронежской, Свердловской и Нижегородскими областями. Делегация Российской Федерации сегодня присутствует на инвестиционном форуме. Значительные наработки в этом плане накопила Гагаузия, которая поддерживает связи с 11 российскими субъектами. Активно работают на этом направлении Бельцы и ряд районов Молдовы. Межрегиональный формат позволяет в некоторой степени активизировать двустороннее сотрудничество в нынешних непростых условиях. В этом контексте мы придаем большое значение нынешнему форуму. Залогом нашей успешной работы служит высокий уровень практической взаимовыгодной заинтересованности и взаимовыгодного сотрудничества между хозяйственными субъектами наших стран. В этом мы видим основу самому прочному сотрудничеству в будущем, которое будет подкрепляться соответствующими политическими контактами, включая контактами на высшем уровне между главами наших государств Владимиром Путиным и Игорем Додоном. Перед Россией и Республикой Молдова стоят общие цели. Это повышение благосостояния и качества жизни граждан наших стран, обеспечение устойчивых темпов экономического роста, усиление конкурентных позиций национальных продукций в мире. Для этого необходимо не только поддерживать продуктивный диалог на уровне правительств и парламентов, но и развивать крепкие межрегиональные связи, что называется непосредственно на земле. Нужно укреплять правовую базу российско-молдавского регионального взаимодействия. Здесь ключевая роль принадлежит парламентариям наших стран. Это большая работа, к которой со своей стороны мы готовы. Важно также содействовать прямым контактам не только между регионами и городами, но и между предприятиями. В частности, наиболее востребованной, как представляется, сферой сотрудничества остается агропромышленный комплекс. В первом полугодии 2019 года продовольственные товары и сельскохозяйственное сырье в российском экспорте в Республику Молдова имели долю на сумму $45 миллионов США, а импорт в Россию молдавской сельхозпродукции составил $130,3 миллиона США. Очевидно, что от состояния дел в сельском хозяйстве непосредственно зависит занятость, качество и уровень жизни многих людей, и в конечном счете продовольственная независимость государства. Здесь наши задачи ясны. Следует пресекать случаи недобросовестной конкуренции со стороны некоторых производителей при поставках сельскохозяйственной продукции, в том числе на единую таможенную территорию ЕАЭС. В формате этой организации это особенно важно, поскольку она идет по пути устранения барьеров во взаимной торговле, обеспечения беспрепятственного транзита и равных условий для товаропроизводителей государств-членов ЕАЭС. Исходим из того, что экономические связи Молдовы с ЕАЭС будут развиваться ритмично и поступательно в обоюдных интересах сторон. Перспективным направлением взаимодействия является развитие цифровой экономики и высокотехнологических производств. Думается, что нам следует интенсивнее работать над устранением цифрового неравенства регионов наших стран и созданием современной информационно-телекоммуникационной инфраструктуры, доступной для жителей наших государств. Не могу не сказать еще об одной крайне важной теме, связанной с исторической памятью наших народов. Неотъемлемой частью нашей работы на международном уровне является борьба с героизацией нацизма. Это как никогда очень важно в настоящее время. Сегодня Россия, в частности Совет Федерации, продвигает идею о признании победы над нацизмом во Второй мировой войне всемирным наследием человечества, а памятников борцам с нацизмом во всех странах всемирным мемориалом. Хочу отметить, что народы России и Молдовы связывают многолетние отношения дружбы, богатое культурное наследие и опыт совместного преодоления сложных исторических вызовов. И, конечно, в год 75-летия Победы, который мы будем праздновать в следующем году, необходимо объединить наши усилия против попыток переписать нашу общую историю, против любых попыток умалить роль наших народов, солдат Красной Армии в победе над нацизмом, в освобождении Европы и мира от коричневой чумы. Очень рассчитываю здесь на вашу активную позицию. Целесообразно, как представляется, в полной мере задействовать потенциал общественных, молодежных организаций, регионов наших стран в продвижении нашей общей ценности, ценности победы над нацизмом. Уважаемые коллеги, как говорится, объединяться вместе – начало, быть вместе – прогресс, а работать вместе – это уже успех. Поэтому желаю плодотворной работы всем участникам форума, достижения практических результатов и договоренностей по интересным проектам. Еще раз искренне благодарю наших молдавских друзей за теплый прием, незабываемую атмосферу в прекрасном городе Камрате. Спасибо за внимание.
Дамы и господа, начинает свою работу пленарная сессия «Региональное экономическое развитие». На дискуссионную панель приглашается модератор Марианна Руфа, директор Ассоциации европейского бизнеса Молдовы.
Honorable audience, Your Excellency, dear Ms. Bashkan, dear representatives of the central and local public authorities, dear guests, dear friends. Today I have a very special honor, occasion and pleasure to moderate this economic forum and specifically the panel on regional economic development. And please allow me to congratulate our friends, our colleagues from Gagauzia for the 5th edition of this forum, which unites more and more investors, local investors, international investors, donors, and people from different countries. I would like to make some statements from the very beginning which actually prove the positive economic trend in the region. Out of more than 7,000 companies registered in Gagauzia, more than 200 are companies with international capital, shareholders' capital, from 37 countries, among which you have also countries from European Union. You have also a growing trend of international investors, and many of them are today in the room with us. So in order to hear more facts about this trend of regional economic growth, please allow me to invite our keynote speakers today, Ms. Irina Vlah, Bashkan of Administrative Territorial Unit Gagauzia, Mr. Alexandru Sonic, the State Secretary of the Ministry of Economy of the Republic of Moldova, Ms. Angela Sachs, Head of European Bank for Reconstruction and Development in Moldova, Ms. Anna Halkatsi, World Bank Country Manager for Moldova, Mr. Antonio Castillo, Head of European Investment Bank, representation to Moldova, and Ms. Rodica Verbenyuk, General Director of the Moldovan Investment Agency. Hello, Uno. Dear guests, in order to provide more figures on and more facts about the investment climate in the Gagauzian region, I'd like to give the floor to Ms. Irina Vlah, Bashkan of the Administrative Territorial Unit Gagauzia. Ms. Bashkan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Дорогие наши гости, участники нашей панели, я хочу еще раз вас всех поприветствовать и хочу остановиться на некоторых очень важных моментах, которые наверняка заинтересуют вас. Я говорила об этом и в приветственном слове, но в любом случае, я думаю, что нам нужно отдельно остановиться, почему Молдова, почему Гагаузия, именно почему Гагаузия. Я вспоминаю 5 лет назад, когда наша команда пришла к власти, первое, что мы сделали, мы приняли решение провести первый инвестиционный форум здесь у нас в Гагаузии, и тогда мы, честно говоря, абсолютно не понимали, за что мы беремся. И мы до конца не понимали, что нас ждет. Почему мы решили начать с этого этапа? Потому что Гагаузская автономия была одним из самых бедных регионов нашей страны. Это регион, в который практически никаких инвестиций не вкладывалось. Мы взяли карту Республики Молдова и отметили на этой карте все инвестиции зарубежные, внутренние, которые приходили в нашу страну. И Гагаузия оказалась абсолютно белым пятном, и мы поняли, что нам нужно что-то делать, нам нужны конкретные шаги для того, чтобы ситуацию в нашем регионе изменить. Первое, что мы смогли обеспечить. Мы смогли обеспечить политическую стабильность, которая позволила сегодняшнему нашему гагаузскому молдавскому бизнесу понять, что здесь можно спокойно работать. Мы все знаем о том, что деньги любят тишину, и нам очень важно было эти условия создать. Мы абсолютно отличаемся от других регионов в связи с тем, что здесь на территории автономии есть и руководство автономии, есть законодательный орган нашей автономии, который принимает местные законы, дающие определенные преференции как для внутренних наших инвесторов, так и для международных инвесторов. Следующим этапом для нас было это открытость нашего региона. Вы знаете, очень часто возникали вопросы, даже в том же Кишиневе, когда интересовались простые жители нашей страны, а в Гагаузию надо заезжать с паспортами зарубежными или с паспортами внутреннего пользования. Нас это, конечно же, очень шокировало, и нам нужно было максимально на всех площадках показать, что здесь живут граждане Республики Молдова, что здесь хотят работать, и здесь хотят работать со всеми. работать на 360 градусов. Я думаю, что многие те из вас, кто следят за развитием нашей автономии, увидели, что за эти 4 года мы приобрели партнеров на 360 градусов, которые многому нас научили. Первое, что они сделали, они пришли к нам и спросили, а что у вас есть? Для того, чтобы мы запустили у вас бизнес. А у нас ничего не было. За эти 4 года очень многое поменялось. Сегодня мы можем представить площадки для развития бизнеса. За эти 4 года мы открыли новые свободные экономические зоны, субзоны Камрата и Чедерлунга. Мы подвели к ним инфраструктуру, мы запустили очень много грантовых программ, мы запустили закон об инвестициях в нашей Гагаузии и много других возможностей мы предоставили. Плюс в этом году, когда после выбора Башкана Гагаузии формировалась новая команда, мы опять же сделали акцент на экономическое развитие региона и создали новое агентство по привлечению инвестиций и продвижению бизнеса. Это агентство, которое будет любого нашего инвестора брать за руку в аэропорту, привозить его в Гагаузию, обеспечивать ему полное понимание, полную информацию того, что происходит в нашей стране, того, что происходит у нас в Гагаузии, и, конечно же, помогать. Мы открыты. Мы умеем работать. Если 4 года назад мы сомневались, умеем ли мы работать, сегодня мы в первую очередь доказали сами себе, что работать мы умеем. И нас очень радует, что сегодня на этой площадке присутствует очень много наших партнеров. Искренне вам хочу сказать, что буквально каждый год, когда мы проводили инвестиционный форум, всегда темы были разные. Но благодаря тому, что к нам стали приходить инвесторы, мы поняли самую основную проблему, которую запрашивает у нас инвестор, люди, человеческий потенциал, кадры. Можем ли мы это предоставить? И мы, конечно же, взялись всей командой над тем, чтобы создавать условия, чтобы готовить специалистов. Мои коллеги сегодня еще расскажут о том, как поменялась система образования в Гагаузии, какие инвестиции вкладываем мы сами и наши партнеры в образование Гагаузии. Но я хочу сказать, что у нас есть эффекты. У нас уже работают крупные международные транснациональные компании, которые считают, что нам можно доверять. У нас есть примеры. И это для нас очень важно. Поэтому эти площадки на этом форуме будут посвящены людям, которые могут здесь работать, будут посвящены нашим партнерам, которые готовы с нами работать, которые готовы предоставить нам и нашим инвесторам финансовые инструменты. То есть я искренне хочу вам сказать, что наша команда готова создать все условия, которых мы еще не создали. А я считаю, что уже очень много сделано для того, чтобы вы работали в Гагаузии, для того, чтобы вы инвестировали в Гагаузию. Спасибо.
Ms. Vlach, thank you so much for a very comprehensive picture of the investment climate. Please allow me to compliment more on this speech, because indeed you have, first of all, a very extensive palette of international donors that are cooperating with Gagauzia, and I cannot avoid saying about the great support European Union is offering to Gagauzia, JZ, which is the program of the German government, USAID, and other bilateral programs that have managed to build this credibility for the central public authorities and for the support that was offered primarily by reducing the bureaucracy, the red tape for the foreign investors, and indeed by, secondly, improving the business climate. Now, to really speak about the concrete national projects that are implemented in Gagauzia, please allow me to give the floor to the State Secretary of the Ministry of Economy and Infrastructure, Mr. Alexander Sonik.
Okay, is it on? Okay, thank you. Если вы не возражаете, я могу ответить на английском, чтобы было для тех иностранных инвесторов, которые пришли в регион. Я думаю, это им даст дополнительное доверие в то, что правительство может разговаривать на всех языках. И особенно, я перейду скоро на английском, но что мы ценим, что регион притягивает и инвесторов и из Турции, и из России, и международных, есть большие компании, поэтому это мы очень сильно ценим как правительство, что есть такое притяжение многокультуральное. Но я перейду, с вашим позволением, перейду на английский. As I just mentioned, I'll switch to English just to cater to all the foreign investors that have come here to the forum. I think one important item that you have probably noticed through the first keynote speech and the speech that Ms. Vlach just mentioned is the spirit that you find in this region. I think that's really important because that spirit, that dedication, that is one of the elements that investors look for. And certainly here you see it, you find it. I've had the opportunity to interact with the investment team from Gagauzia at a forum recently in Munich. And I can tell you that dedication and that focus is something that even we at the central level envy to some extent, and that's something that investors should definitely look for. In terms of the question, the support that the central government is offering to the region, we at the government level try to offer support across the board to all regions. So we try to have a very investment conducive policy and promote policies that stimulate investment. In Gagauzia, it's even easier, given the spirit that I mentioned earlier of the local authorities in drawing that investment. Ms. Vlach already mentioned a lot of the good things that so the good decisions taken at the government level that have been successfully implemented. And here we can talk about the free economic zones. We have 3 areas with the free economic zone status. It started off in Vulcanești, all the way at the south. And then the Vulcanești free economic zone has opened 2 other subzones in Chadrlunga and in Comrat. And they offer quite significant amount of space that can be used for development. And we have the success story of Fujikura. We have other residents, some of them which have been around for longer, some of them more recent. But I think the fact that someone like Fujikura took the investment decision to come here, I think that speaks a lot, because for many years, as Ms. Vlach explained, nobody wanted to take such a big step, such a big leap forward. I think on top of that, I can also talk about some of the important infrastructure projects that from the central government level we are supporting and promoting. And I think this year alone we have signed over 100 million worth of road projects. I think it's about 140 kilometers of roads, a big chunk of it which passes through Gagauzia, and that clearly enhances the connectivity of the region with the key transportation nodes. And you've probably all looked at the map, but Comrat is about 100 kilometers away from Chisinau, and about 110 or so kilometers away from Giurgiulești, which is an important logistics hub, given that we have a port there. And our plans is to support this infrastructure. So clearly, Comrat and Gagauzia will have a very strategic positioning on the map, the crossroads of flows. We also have a project has been postponed in the past, but we are now putting it back on the map, also part of the same infrastructure that is going to create a ring road around Vulcanești in the south, which will further strengthen the connectivity from an infrastructure perspective. I think here it's also good to mention that we, and probably our colleagues from our international financing partners may talk about that, but we also see the openness from international financing community to support projects, other infrastructure projects more at at the social level. So I'll give you an example. And apologies, Angela, if I'm stealing points there. But there is a very important fund within, supported by ERD and funded by international donors, which is called E5P. And some of the projects, and they're investing in climate projects which have important climate change aspects. And there we are looking at projects that will invest in wastewater treatment and waste reduction policies. And in the past, it's been hard to find those investments at the local levels because none of the municipalities were easy to fund. Just purely, I won't get into the details. But I think if we find, one of the initiatives is to find a number of municipalities or villages that can come together and develop a project for the common use. And I think if we're able to find those projects, we are able to bring them up to funding partners to get the support. And I think seeing the energy and the sense of community here, I think this could be one of the first opportunities for us to push forward and promote. And I think that's something that we haven't discussed yet, but we certainly have to consider and push forward. I think I probably said enough. The energy is something that you should focus on, and I think with that I'll stop here, and I'm happy to take questions later.
Mr. Sonik, thank you so much for a very well-pointed speech and things, infrastructure projects that are in development, and I'm sure this cooperation with Ministry of Economy is strategic for the whole region. Please allow me also to mention in the context of the increasing number of small and medium enterprises as well, the incoming flow of investors, it is extremely important, Your Excellencies and the audience, to mention that in the region you have a series of business associations. One of them is the business association called NEXT, which was created within the European project and that is offering business support to any kind of investors, existing and the launching one. We also have the Agency for Investment that was created under the auspices of the Central Public Authority and which is looking forward to support you. We also have the representation of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the region, also ODIM and other business support organizations. So, dear investors, you are not alone. Moreover, we also have European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which is also offering their support for the small business development. And I have a special pleasure to give the floor to Ms. Angela Sachs, Head of European Bank for Reconstruction and Development in Moldova. Ms. Sachs, what are the EBRD's strategic priorities for the region, and how can local authorities and companies from Gagauzia benefit from the EBRD projects? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariana. First and foremost, let me congratulate the Gagauzian citizens and the authority of Gagauzia for having organized such an impressive investment forum, and even more impressive that it is the 5th one already. So I'm very happy to participate at least on this one. What can EBRD do, and what has EBRD already been doing in Gagauzia? First of all, let me go back a bit, and many of you already know that EBRD is the largest institutional investor in Moldova, and to date we have already invested 1.3 billion euro in cumulative terms in about 129 projects. I should also note that 60% of these investments have been in the private sector. EBRD is the big supporter of the private sector in all of our countries of operation, and Moldova is no exception. However, in the past years, we have been focusing our efforts in working with the government of Moldova and with the authorities of Moldova in supporting infrastructure projects which were very much needed for the public utilities or public infrastructure. Therefore, this year, we're hoping that our focus will be more on the private sector, and I'll now explain why. The strategy of Moldova, which was approved in 2017 and it will be effective until 2022, is designed to support the country's development with two particular priorities. The first one is improving governance and strengthening resilience by leading the restructuring of the banking sector and enhancing energy security. And the second one is enhancing competitiveness by supporting private firms in building capacity and promoting commercialization of the public utilities and infrastructure. Now, in both these directions, you will notice that private sector is figuring very highly. However, that said, we have not yet supported directly any private sector investment in Gagauzia. That doesn't mean to say that we can't, we can, and we would actually welcome private sector investors to work with EBRD, but the focus has been investing in Gagauzia in much needed infrastructure development so far. But let me mention how we normally work to make it clear how that can work going forward for the region. We support reforms which aim at improving investment climate and banking sector transformation, which I already mentioned is one of our priorities. But at the same time, we make investments. So we support foreign and domestic private sector investors directly or through credit lines, which we use through the banks in Moldova. We also prioritize integration in various forms of the development at the regional level, so not only on municipal and local level. Gagauzia, being a wider region itself, would benefit very much from regionalized approach of municipal services. For example, we're very experienced in water, wastewater, solid waste management, or street lighting, or, I don't know, transport, road construction services, which we finance throughout the country already. And we have actually financed these services where Gagauzia is part of our financing as well. So what we have noticed in our experience is that city by city, these sort of investments may not be very efficient. And I'm not talking about efficiency for EBRD only, but efficiency for those cities as well. Because if we look at a wider region, if the regions and localities can come together, it is much easier and much better to absorb the sort of financing needs and build a better capacity to manage those sort of projects. And I'm talking about the infrastructure projects. On the private sector, however, we have been working with SMEs in Gagauzia, but not through our loan financing products, but through our advisory services. We have a very capable team in Chișinău, and I will not delve too much into this detail because my colleague Veronica Arpințin, who is leading this team, is here, and she will elaborate on this further on one of the panels. But we have already been working with 15 companies in Gagauzia, and we have helped them in developing certain parts of their businesses. And I think we have invested about 150,000 in these projects already through the small business support for Gagauzian projects. So to summarize and answer your question, yes, both companies and municipalities can work with us. We very much welcome the foreign direct investments as well, and it has already been mentioned that there is an free economic zone in Gagauzia, primarily in Comrat and Chadar-Lunga. So certainly there is potential. And we have already supported German and Austrian foreign direct investments into similar free economic zones, and would be very happy to support this kind of investments in Gagauzia as well. So.
Ms. Angela Sachs, thank you so much for your presentation. It really presents it indeed presents the very generous support that EBRD is already offering to Gagauzia. We should also consider the fact that we have also other very important partners, and it is extremely important to increase the support and the cooperation with these partners, because there is space for improvement and there is space for growth. So one of also very important partner for the whole Republic of Moldova and for Gagauzia specifically is the World Bank. And in this regard, it is my special honor to give the floor to Ms. Anna Al-Hakatsi, World Bank Country Manager for Moldova. Ms. Al-Hakatsi, what would be the nationwide programs that have also covered Gagauzia, both in infrastructure and other economic development areas? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And first of all, let me address the audience and thank the organizers for inviting me to be on this panel. And I congratulate Ms. Irina Vlah personally for bringing this forum together and bringing such a diverse audience to Comrade. It's very symbolic. I had to come to Comrade to meet my French friend from Georgia this morning here. So I think, to me, when I think about Gagauzia, it is this culture, it's this multi-cultural hub that you have here is that makes it so unique, and that makes it so attractive for people outside of Moldova. And to one of the questions that you asked, why Gagauzia and why Moldova, I think we are all trying to make a case for all the accomplishments that we have been supporting for many years here. And when we see the results of those accomplishments, when we see an opportunity to showcase some of the success stories, I think we need to celebrate that together. And I think today is your day, so congratulations on that. On World Bank, I probably will structure it along the priorities that Ms. Irina mentioned in her opening remarks. And you started with people. And human capital, importance of human capital for any investors to decide on investing or not in a particular locality. And from that point of view, the bank has been supporting the reforms in education sector in Moldova for many years. And the way we support it is also, in addition to sector-wide reforms, we provide support to individual schools, and we train teachers and principals, and we also try to bring the inclusive education into the attention of our programs, because for us equal opportunity for education and our ability to provide that equal opportunity is very important. So several schools from Gagauzia benefited from direct support, including equipping them with facilities for children with special needs, but also in terms of infrastructure investments. And we hope that we can scale that up in future. It's important because it's at early age that we start to build this human capital. And going forward, we are now working on a higher education project. And we hope that we can also work with the authorities to improve the situation and improve the capacity to provide this skilled education to students in Moldova, to keep them here, and most importantly, to turn the education system into more to become more relevant for labor market needs of today and of future. And here I think it's very important to hear the voice of private sector and of investors, what they want to see in terms of our education system and how we can tailor it going forward. Second area was infrastructure that you mentioned, and my colleagues already said that there are big infrastructure projects that allow investments into energy security, as you know, the back-to-back station that EBRD, EIB, EU are supporting, and the bank is supporting the transmission line that then will bring this electricity to Chisinau and to south, actually, will allow also to provide more energy security for Gagauzia, for the south in future, and most important, diversify energy supplies. We have invested over the last years also into social and municipal infrastructures through our social investment fund. And also some of our current projects, they provide the foundation for private sector development. We are currently working on land registration and property valuation project that will hopefully also support the development or further development of the land market in Moldova. The third area of priority was business environment, and bank has been working together with the authorities on reform of permits and licenses, on inspection reforms. There have been big improvements in terms of trying to digitize some of the services for businesses, to decrease the red tape, and one of the projects that we are proud of is the one-stop shop for businesses that we're creating, where every business in Moldova can start getting licenses and permits without going physically and applying in a kind of without interacting with public officials, but rather saving time, money, and also resources to get their operations going on. And there are other examples of the sector-wide initiatives to improve business environment, including our work with ODIM or with investment agency, with other important players in the market. Our SME support programs did target small and medium enterprises in Gagauzia. We have competitiveness enhancement project that provides business advisory services to small and medium enterprises, and we had 8 beneficiaries from Gagauzia that benefited from the project. And also we have a credit line as part of the same project that provided financing to 14 beneficiaries in the amount of 31 million lei. Is it enough? No, of course it's not enough, but I think it's a very good start, and together with our other partners who are working in that way, we hope that we can do more in future. And in terms of our upcoming focus areas, we hope to unlock the export potential, for example, of dairy sector. We will be working on sector-wide reforms to enable the dairy producers to reach the European markets. Why it's important for Gagauzia? Because the majority of dairy sector producers are here in this region. So we hope that we will have direct support to those producers in coming forward, and we will be able in the 6th edition of the Gagauzia Investment Forum to report some good results here. And last but not least, I think it's important for us and for investors. What is important is to have level playing field and to have predictable rules and to have institutions that are functional and working. And from that point of view, we work actively also with local governments, and we have an upcoming program supported by European Union Mayors for Growth that will provide training for several municipalities here in Gagauzia region to help improve their public investment management and project cycle management capacities. I think this will be an important element that then will enable and empower local authorities to continue to create a welcoming environment for foreign investors, for local producers, for farmers in Gagauzia. Let me stop here. I think, if anything, please count on us going forward, and you know, we really wish success to this event, but most importantly to your daily endeavors going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Kalkati. Indeed, the development of infrastructure is the keystone and the most important probably factor, together with business climate, in order to increase the attractiveness of any region. So indeed, the next year we will be having probably more results in this regard in different areas, because infrastructure is really key and imperative. Indeed, I'd like to give the floor to continue on this way to Mr. Antonio Castillo, Head of European Investment Bank, representation to Moldova, because when we hear about European Investment Bank, we think about only banking sector, even though the programs are much wider and also dealing with infrastructure. So Mr. Castillo, please tell us more about the ongoing EIB projects in Moldova and how they positively impact the Gagauzian region.
Thank you, Mariana. I prepared a small presentation where I hope to cover all the different points that you just raised. First of all, Honorably Governor Ms. Blatt, honorably representatives of the international institutions, dear colleagues, dear friends, dear audience. I know that the EIB is the last international financiers known in Moldova, and I hope that with this, at the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding what the European Investment Bank is doing with European funds to support citizens of Moldova. The EIB, sorry, it's a technical issue. How can we pass to the next slide, please? Oh, thank you.
You just say next slide.
Okay. The European Investment Bank. The European Investment Bank is the EU bank. Why? Because our shareholders are all and solely the 28 European state members. We are an European institution, one of another European institutions created by the Treaty of Rome. And as from the 1958, we are supporting the integration and cohesion of European and satellite countries. We are a AAA rated institution, so therefore we go to financial markets to raise funds that are needed to finance our projects, because as a difference from the rest of the European institutions, we do not count on European budget. The bank goes to international markets for fundraising. This makes us be the biggest multilateral financial issuer and lender in the world. The European Investment Fund is one of our sister companies. I like to mention the fund because in Moldova it has especially a certain importance. The fund is a sister company mainly owned by the European Investment Bank, but also partly with 26% of the share capital by the European Commission and other international partners, which also have a small portion of the share capital, that is focused on providing support to SMEs, mainly through guarantees and through capital investments. They are also located in Luxembourg, and it has an experience of over 25 years. During these years, they have supported over 1.5 million SMEs in the world, and they have created over 2.8 million jobs. If we look at the results of the EIB for 2018, we see that we have supported total investments of over 64 billion euros in the world, of which more or less around 10% corresponds, or a little more than 10% corresponds to support outside of the European Union. This support has been more or less structured in four different sectors. We see a big support to SMEs and the private sector, which is about 23.3 billion. Then we have another sector, another three group, which is more equally, the support is equally divided between innovation, environment, and infrastructures. If we look at what we supported last year for neighborhood countries, the support was small due to the political situation that we saw in the area during 2016. The EIB support is mainly supporting lending activities. We give loans for investments. But in our investments, we always complement with some kind of blending from, it normally comes from the European Union through the NIP or the EFP funds. But we also incorporate a small portion of advising, which is being brought through technical assistance to maximize the impact and accelerates the investments that we are financing. The type of investments and the type of borrowers that we support is quite large. In this slide, we try to show, based on the type of borrowers, what type of support the bank can bring to Moldova. When we look at public sectors, mainly our support goes via loans or technical assistance. But then when we look at the private sector, there depending on the type of investors, the support can vary significantly. In Moldova, we have the private sector, we have mainly been supporting SMEs through intermediated loans through local financial banks. And also, we have provided a significant amount of guarantees via the European Investment Fund to reduce the collateral requirements of final beneficiaries. There is a small support that we have already started to provide to corporates. An example was to Transgas in Romania to finance the gas pipeline here in Moldova. That's a project which the EIB financed and is the first corporate support that we are actually giving directly to a private company. When we look at our activity in Moldova, the EIB has started in 2007, and since then we have already provided over 876 million euros of financial support. This support is mainly loans, but there is around 50 million euros in guarantees provided by the fund. If we look at this, what we try to do here is to match the EU strategy on a specific country with the priorities of local authorities or the government. And we do a matching, and therefore those will identify the projects that we can finance. Where if we look at the portfolio of operations that we have financed here in Moldova, it can be divided in three different sectors: private sector, public infrastructure, and climate change activities. The main support has gone to public infrastructures. Over almost 60% of our support has gone into that direction, but it's also a significant amount of support that we have provided to the private sector. Normally to SMEs and mainly through intermediary lines through local financial institutions. Here we can see the portfolio of operations, of successful operations that we have financed and we are financing. All these figures are based on signatures. Now it's a big amount of these projects which are currently in the process of being implemented. As you can see, we can have like 4 main groups. The first two talks about infrastructures, both in transport for the financing of roads, but also we have the railway company, and energy looking for the security supply and for preparing the local companies, specifically Mold Electrica, in order to prepare for the future interconnection with Europe via Romania. some of these investments. You can see it here in Colmar, or in Conrad, sorry, with new transformers in the area of Mold Electrica here in Conrad at the beginning at the entrance of the city. Also, there is a big support that, as you saw before, that goes into SMEs, where you can see that there is mainly, you can see here all the different loans that we have signed or we have implemented through local financial intermediaries, which goes also for loans and also for risk-sharing facilities to reduce the collateral requirements of banks. At the end, in the right-hand side, you can see all those projects which have an impact on climate change. It's important because the EU Bank has recently decided to become the climate change bank for the European Union. Finally, there is on the top a small support or municipal support. This support, currently at the current stage, it has mainly been with the municipality of Chisinau. Here we see more or less the impact of all EIB support to the Republic of Moldova, but the main importance of this slide is to see that the EIB, what it does is they finance public investments, infrastructures, mainly infrastructures, to support private sector development, which is our most important aim. Okay. When we now, my presentation now is going to turn more in what has come here to Gaguzia, to the south region. Okay, when we look at infrastructure support, in infrastructure support, we, as Governor Blatt said in her introduction, now it takes one hour and a half to come here to Conrad, and the EIB is glad to say that we finance the road coming to Conrad. We, from Chisinau up to Chimiseria, passing through Inchesti, that road was financed by the EIB. Also, we are planning, we are also working on the financing of the bypass of Chisinau to this Turkish company that the ambassador mentioned before. And we had here, this week we had the monitoring mission to check how the investment infrastructures and roads were going, and we were very pleased to see the results of this company. These investments are going very well. This initially is foreseen to have them completed by 2021, but we are confident that with an additional effort, perhaps this bypass could be inaugurated even next year. Let's hope so. In yellow, we can see the two investments that we have supported in order to support Mold Electrica in the future integration of the electricity interconnection. And we have also at the bottom the back-to-back station that we are going to co-finance with the European Union and the EBRD in order to make this connection possible. In gray, we can also see the support to the railways sector. There we are, one of our support to Califerrata is the rehabilitation of the infrastructure line, the line that goes to the port of Yurgulesc. So there you can see it as well. Now, how our support is being channeled through private sector. We have to work together with the European Union to define a strategic support via DCFTA to the SMEs. This support is channeled via three main pillars. One is through agro-food value chain lines, credit lines, which in Moldova has been specifically very important. We supported the wine industry through the Filière de Vin program, where we have transformed we are proud to say that we have supported the transformation of the Moldovan wine industry from a quantity point of view into a quality point of view. Now, the results are in the shops and everywhere you go in Moldova. Additionally, we have a second line. We are trying to support the agro-food industry with the fruit gardens of Moldova. There is a value chain line which covers the whole sector, and there is still some amount of money to be allocated, and in the future we hope that the support for the agriculture sector will benefit from this line. We have a small part, as I mentioned, there is a significant part of guarantees provided by the fund, which helps to reduce the collateral requirement. And we are trying, but it's not easy, to see how we can channel support of microfinance institutions. There is a small link underneath that there is a nice video, an animation that you can see that comes up at the end of this presentation. When we look at how this SME support has been allocated into the South region, we see that the loans that we have provided via financial intermediary banks to final beneficiaries, mainly SMEs, we see that Chisinau has taken most of the support on a national level. This is normal, but then the rest of the support has quite equally been split between the three main regions. When we look at the south, there we see that when we look at by sectors, but I want only to highlight that by sector, mainly the manufacture sector has taken most of the support, and then is the second biggest one is the wholesale and retail trade. And that pattern, we will see it also in the regions. Now, if we look at the support of the South region, we see that Gaguzia has been benefiting for most of the support for this region. The amount is still small, but we have to consider that the EIB only financed 50% of the projects. So on top of that, you have to double the figures to actually see the actual impact into the society. As following the pattern at the national level, we also see that the manufacture sector has been the main beneficiary of these funds, but then we see that the agriculture sector is quite important in the region. As mentioned before, with the fruit garden loan, we hope that this support will increase in the future. Also, let me say that this presentation has mainly been done through data from last year, so it needs to be a little updated, and perhaps the final figures are a little higher. Well, here we have summarized all the companies that benefited from our support, both from guarantees and both from loans. As we can see, what is important to highlight that we have around 2.8 billion financed by EIB funds that we duplicate that amount will be the actual support for the sector. It covers 6 sectors, by which mainly 57% goes to the manufacturing sector, and it has been split up to 15 cities, where Conrad, as normally we can expect, they benefit of 44% of the support. This support has already arrived to 42 beneficiaries. If we, in green, we have highlighted the first in one column, the cities, those who benefited more, and then also the companies which received the biggest support, which are highlighted in yellow, in green, sorry. Now, for the future. Here we have to look at what we are working together, especially with the government, with the different ministries, Ministry of Economy, and Infrastructures, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, and in order to provide further support based on the strategies and the priorities of the government. First of all, we recently signed a new loan with the Ministry of Agriculture for solid waste management, which is going to look for a national solution. And here is, the ministry has decided that his first priority region is going to be the region of Cajul. In this region, also Gaguzia is included. So it will be important for the implementation that we all work together with the different regions to implement national solutions for the waste treatment problem in Moldova. Also, there is another region that will follow in Ungain, which, but okay, is not the reason of. These projects will be co-financed always with our business partners, EBRD and the European Union. When we look at, we have another project that we still want to sign this year, which talks about energy efficiency. This is the refurbishment of public buildings. So we talk about public buildings, both government and local municipal buildings. We are going to co-finance this with the EBRD, and we hope that we get a significant portion of grants from the European Union. When we look at the future, we have in the pipeline together a project that we are working together with the Ministry of Health in order to support the health reform in the country. And with this project, one of the most significant components will be the construction of new hospitals. Also, recently, the Ministry of Agriculture highlighted the importance or their interest to take some measures on flood protections. Perhaps we prepared in 2014 a very significant feasibility studies on the measures that could be implemented in order to support or to avoid flood risks, which were on a national basis and covering all the different river basins in Moldova. Also, as the State Secretary has just mentioned today, we are also looking at new road infrastructure projects. We are working together with the ministry, and most probably we'll be financing also the bypass of Vulcanesti, and I don't know whether it will be another one in Chesty, I heard, and those will reduce the time to arrive to Moldova and even to Giurgiulesc. Thank you very much. That was all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Castillo, for really a very impressive presentation, because here we could see how European Investment Bank goes beyond banking through concrete areas, and we can also see a lot of space for improvement for accommodation services, especially in agriculture sector, that can be, of course, improved more. And when we speak about really potential investors, we should actually see how the investment process is coordinated between the National Investment Agency and the local investment agency, which has been recently created. So Ms. Rodica Verbenyuk, the Director General of the National Investment Agency, is very involved and very seriously responsible for this process. So Ms. Verbenyuk, the floor is yours to tell us how do you manage to do that?
Thank you, Mariana, so much. And dear Governor Irina Vlach, Your Excellencies, dear friends, development partners, dear investors, I'm very honored to be here, and I'll not be original by starting, but I'll be very sincere. So I really want to congratulate you, to congratulate Gagauzia with such amazing event, very well organized, with a very important presence here. And this is a kind of sign of maturity, and it's an example of trendsetters at the regional level for whole Moldova and for other regions. So, and I wish you really to be this platform to enlarge the portfolio of success stories, existing ones, but also to open new doors for other investments to come. So representing the National State Authority mandated to attract investment, assist investments, but also promote, support exports, activities and tourism. Today I'm here to talk a little bit, to provide the general picture of Moldova as a destination for investment, and Gagauzia being the integral and inherent and important part of one country, of Moldova. And with your permission, I'll start. I hope I will manage also to change the slides. If not, I will ask the technician to start the video. If you can help to push, yeah, just to let it play. Yeah, and sound. At least we have text. Okay. If I would be able to sing, then I would just be a background.
There is music.
Yeah, it is. Of course, it's a background. I think it's another button there, but okay. So, okay, then I would suggest to stop it and just to go further with the slides, because to be more sounding, it's much better. So, as I said. In order to capitalize on its strategic geographical position, the government of Moldova, over the last 2.5 years and currently, is allocating effort for the Moldova regional integration by promoting an open economic policy. What is about? It is already, Moldova has signed the free trade agreement with 43 countries from the world. Among these, very important is the free trade agreement with CIS country, with Turkey, with CEFTA country, and with the country of Central European Union. It's about the fully liberalization of agriculture trade. It's Guam country. We are in negotiations, second round of negotiations with China. It's soon launch on Egypt. But also very important, and this is to be highlighted, the DCFTA agreement, which is a deep and comprehensive free trade agreement that means a lot for the change of the global, the whole picture of Moldova in terms of import, export, and geography of the products. The DCFTA for Moldova means the way to change also the quality, the productivity, and the competitivity at the regional global level. Because it offered labor force liberalization, the harmonization of legislation, the increase and import of the standardization to be competitive at the European market and to fit the expectations of highly demanded markets. How Moldova is ranked by the international authorities, by international agencies. According to Moody's International Agency, during the 2 years in a row, Moldova is ranked as a stable economy. And it was a very important change of the trend from the negative to the stable one. According to the Global Competitiveness Index, Moldova was remarked back in 2018 as a country with the strongest evolution in the Eurasian region and being positioned at the 86th level out of 141 economies analyzed. According to ease of doing business, a very important index, and again, positioning Moldova in the global economical world, according to the last year figures, Moldova is ranked on the 48th position out of 190 countries in the world. And one of very important parameters, if you go just back in 2010, Moldova was on the 94th position. So it's about the efforts and progress and the journeys that this country is passing through in order to improve the position internationally. And I attract your attention to a couple of KPIs or parameters. Moldova, it's a very good looking at the position of starting a business. It is enough 1 day and 4 procedures to launch a business in Moldova. On the other very good parameters that is improving, it's trading across the borders and enforcing contracts. We raised by 2.7 positions during last year, which is an index for the quality of judicial process. What is the trade on terms of import and export? So according to the data of the National Bureau of Statistics for the 2018, total volume of Moldovan exports was amounted to 2.7 billion US dollars. And you can see, which is almost 11.6% growth. And you can see the balance, how this export is distributed. If in the past time, almost 80% of the total exported goods were addressed to the market, to the CIS countries, today you are talking almost about 70% oriented to the markets of European Union, which is a growth by 60%. The top 10 countries on your front shows the geography of distribution of its exports. Romania, which remains to be the strategic partner of Moldova for export and import, is on the first place, but we have also Italy, Germany, Russia, Turkey, Poland, Belarus, and so on. So which is showing the way how Moldova is restructured. Out of what is the top 3 goods exported, first of all, we are talking about agri-food, processed but also fresh fruits and vegetables. It's about automotive and manufactured goods. What is importing Moldova? First of all, the total volume of imported goods, it's accounted at 5.7 billion US dollars. Again, we have an increase of the goods on the share of the markets from the European Union markets. And the top 10 countries, you can see on the screen, it's again Romania, Russia, China, Ukraine, Germany, Italy, Turkey, Poland, France, and Belarus. The top 4 goods that Moldova imports are, on the first place is the machineries and equipment for transport. On the second is the manufactured goods. And we have the fuels. Basically, it's more than 68% petroleum and chemicals. Foreign direct investments in numbers, according to the data from the National Bank of Moldova for 2018, we also knew an increase by 31.3%. So the FDI net inflows ranked by 196,068 million of US dollars. And here I underline that the reinvestment of profits by foreign investors in Moldovan subsidiaries companies, it's amounted to 25 and 24 million US dollars. This parameter is really showing the trust and is showing the sustainability and the durability of the business. And for sure, here is a huge potential to grow, since the market, it's Moldova, it's an emerging market, absolutely ready to absorb much more FDI. If to look about the distribution from, based on the destinations from which countries the FDI comes, again, more than 80% the FDI comes from the European Union markets, around 6% from the CIS countries, and around 10% it's on other countries. By the distribution by branches of economy, on the first rate with 24.8%, we have the manufactured goods. On the second, it's financial and insurance activities, which is amounted to 24.2%. And of course, we have the wholesale and retail sector, including the repair, which is repair of auto vehicles, which is automotive sector. I would like to mention only a couple of arguments. What makes Moldova really competitive at the regional level, including Moldova to be the bridge between East and West. Moldova is offering a very competitive and friendly fiscal system. You can see the corporate income tax, it's only 12%, and it was a decrease from 18%. The social insurance contributions, that is a very important parameter, is directly impacting the operational costs of any entrepreneurs. It's only 18%. Talking about some reforms that were applied during over last 2 years that had a positive impact on the general picture, on the general entrepreneur climates. Here, it's about the regulatory reforms that led to a decrease of the permissive acts. Out of 4 countries, nowadays we are talking about only 150 permits that basically are regulating the licensed activities. The launch of one-stop shop that it's basically an informational system and undertook over 30% of the whole documents that can be received online. The financial reporting system was improved and it was reduced from 5 reports to 1 single report. Not the last one, the reform in the state control. That was a dramatic reduction of the number of the authorities with control status. And very important and highly appreciated by the entrepreneurs parameter is that the controlling bodies have an advisory role during the first 3 years of entrepreneurship, which is a kind of support mainly and advising throughout their journeys while just coming with punishments. The country has a national strategy on investment attraction and export promotion that now is under elaboration, the next one, and upgraded and with a new vision version that is identifying basically 7 important, strategically important sectors of national economy where Moldova has what to offer and see a potential for growth. Among them, we are talking about agri-food, automotive and electronics and mechatronics is here, ICT and BPO, and we already start to talk about the shared services centers also here. It's about TAFL, which is a textile, apparel, footwear and leather industry, infrastructure, energetic sector, and we started to talk about the green energy already and the renewable energy as a subsector, very important one for the investment. And not the last one, one of the preferred one is the touristic sector, which is again is the 3rd industry in the world that is rapidly growing and is developing more rapidly than the global economy, and from the total number of exported services, the services from tourism nowadays amounted to 30%. I don't want to present in details all the sectors. I have the presentation and the figures. I'm really here to share, to send to each and everyone who is interested more in details. I want just to underline 2 business models that already proved that were on a very important and interesting and appreciated by the investors. And Gagauzia, with its successful success stories, it's proving, it's complementing the picture. The free economic zones, which are basically custom zones, well distributed all over the country. We have 7 zones, but already 14 sub-zones. Designated for the investors and entrepreneurs who'd like to run productive activities aimed for exported goods and services. It's custom zones, well connected to infrastructure with administrative services 24 hours, 7 days per week. Security, everything is there, and is offering a very a system of very beneficial condition. Zero VAT, it's the corporate income tax, it's 50% reduced to 6% only. If investing 1 or 5 million of US dollars, the government is offering an exemption on income tax for 3 and respectively 5 years. And very important, which is a kind of the measure to protect the investment, it's the possibility to 10 years state warranty for the entrepreneurs in case of legislation change. And a couple of last words about ICT. Moldova is one of a very well-developed country in terms of telecommunication sector. Over than 90% fiber optic, over 98% 4G mobile telephony with stable, rapid, affordable internet, with more than 26,000 young people with a high potential. We already started to talk about the industry subsector as a creative industry that is contributing more and more to the high-value exported services, a sector that knows annually a growth by 5%. And in order to promote and make it more attractive and occupy as a premium position as a country in the regional play, Moldova has launched the concept IT Virtual Park. That's very skeptical at the beginning. Nowadays, more than 1.5 years already, it has more than 500 residents, represented by 32 countries in the world. We have companies from Silicon Valley there. It is more than 124 companies are foreign companies. More than this, this model was awarded with a global award in London by the ITU, so the International Technology Union, with the global award as the best practice and model for the IT ecosystem, which is a recognition internationally and shows and brings that this is a model that can be replicated and scalable, to be scalable one. This is a sign that I should stop here because I can change the slides. I'd like to finish then with video. I hope it has a sound. If you can help me, then it works. It's about the country brand, because Moldova, like Gagauzia, like everyone, needs to be promoted. The question, usually the frequent question, is not only about the passports. Do you need the passports to travel? Sometimes we receive question, how often is the cutting off electricity during the day? And some many questions. It's very important that the country put the efforts to be known, to promote its advantages, because regionally you really have a potential, we have the conditions, we have human capital still, and we need to put more efforts to attract and offer the possibility to investors, to other entrepreneurs, to grow their business in Moldova. As the Agency for Investment Promotion of the country, we are offering several activities, basically the ones that we need to provide: assistance, promotions, technical assistance, visits, bridging, connecting, participation in the forums, international exhibitions, so the full set. Please address whenever you need to have a question together with the Agency for Investment from Gagauzia. For sure, we'll try to complement and to fit to your requests. Thank you so much. No video, so other time. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rodica. And that was actually... Thank you so much for your presentation. And that was actually the encouragement, because everything you have presented is impressive. Let's replicate as much as possible in Gagauzia in the context of this wonderful cooperation. And now the movie that you have... Okay. No movie. Then if there is this technical issue, then please allow us to wrap up this session, which actually is also including 2 successful stories, to which we will go in a minute, but having such impressive speakers in the panel. By presenting you really in a brief snapshot the very concrete benefits of the investment climate in Gagauzia on behalf of the local public authorities, on behalf of the central public authorities, on behalf of the most credible partners that Moldova can ever have, that also are covering the region of Gagauzia. Please allow me on your behalf, esteemed audience, dear ladies and gentlemen, and on my behalf to express our deepest gratitude for this very impressive presentation. And please, let's give a very warm round of applause to our keynote speakers. Ms. Irina Vlah, Governor of A2 Gagauzia. Mr. Alexandru Sonic, the State Secretary of Ministry of Economy and Infrastructure of the Republic of Moldova. Ms. Angela Sachs, Head of European Bank for Reconstruction and Development in Moldova. Ms. Anna Ahalkatsi, World Bank Country Manager for Moldova. Mr. Antonio Castillo, Head of European Investment Bank, representation to Moldova, and Ms. Rodica Verbeniuk, Director General of the Republic of Moldova. I am Mariana Rufa, the Executive Director of the European Business Association in the Republic of Moldova, and it was a special pleasure to moderate this session. So please allow us to give the seats of our esteemed audience, of our esteemed panel in the audience, and we are not finishing this panel because from words to facts, I would like to give the floor to one of the world-named international investors that actually chose Moldova, and by choosing Moldova, they chose Gagauzia. This is Fujikura company that already proved to have a very successful development in the Republic of Moldova, and it's our utmost pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Ernesto Segarra Boix, Director of Fujikura Automotive Representative Office in the Republic of Moldova. By doing this, I would like to give special thanks to the Central Public Authority, to the Office of the Bashkan, to the GIZ, who have supported these tremendous investments, just to show that the investments are possible in Gagauzia. Mr. Ernesto Fernando, the floor is yours.
Dear Mrs. Vlad, dear authorities, dear investors and future investors, first of all, I want to thank you for these 5 forum investors. Really, I am surprised for the co-affluence. Yeah, really very, very good organization. The second, I want to tell thanks for giving me this short time to explain these 2 years that we decided and we arrived to Gagauzia region. Yeah. The first, I want to introduce my company, Fujikura. Yeah. Fujikura company is a Japanese company, 100% capital of Japan. Stockholders is in Tokyo Bursatil. We have in Fujikura 56,000 workers, splitting in all the world. Yeah. We have some divisions. Yeah. Fujikura Moldova is enclosed in division of the automotive sectors. Yeah? That we have other division that is the mainly division in Fujikura is electronics. Yeah? Our mainly business in Fujikura is fiber optic. Yeah? But the company also split in other business like automotive sector, electrical, wire productions, and others very linked with electronics, automotives, and rest of the manufacturing sectors. Yeah. Focus in the automotive, which we are inside, we have a automotive division focused in 4 continents. It means Fujikura Automotive Europe, Fujikura Automotive Asia, North America, and South America. Moldova is inside of Fujikura Automotive Europe. Prague is a company. We have our COE, COO, all the structures, and we are reporting directly with the headquarters of Japan. Yeah. This Fujikura Automotive Europe includes 4 divisions, that is 4 countries, Fujikura Automotive Romania, Fujikura Automotive Ukraine, Fujikura Automotive Morocco, Morocco is inside of the Europe, and Fujikura Automotive Moldova. Fujikura Automotive Moldova has currently 2 facilities, one in Chisinau, one in Comrat, and one only company registered, that is Fujikura Automotive Moldova SRL. Yeah? Here I am the administrator of Fujikura Automotive Moldova. I was here around 2 years and a half, before it was my colleague Mrs. Piliungin, but now I am currently the administrator. Yeah? In 2016, Fujikura decided to launch the business in Moldova. Our customer, or main customer in Europe, is Volkswagen Consortium. We are producing harnesses for the sector automation, Audi, Volkswagen, Skoda, Seat, all the branch of the Volkswagen Consortium. We launched in 2016 May, registered the company. My colleague Mrs. Piliungin gave great support for the government of Moldova. We established the first company in Chisinau. We put the first factory in one free zone. As explained our colleagues, free zone is growing and growing in this country. That is good for the companies that want to come to here to invest. We launched the operation in Moldova, in Chisinau, and 1 year later, we arrived new projects to Fujikura. So in this period, we decided to launch the second facility in Moldova. Yeah? We start to check the map of our competitors in Moldova, because for us it's important. You know? Sure, you know, in the north is Drexelmeier for 2016, yeah? That is focused practically on the market. It was in the near to Romania, in the border is Lear, producing doors, not harnesses. In Chisinau it was full with Fujikura and Introscope, other company. Coroplast arrived in Caucen. So we are checking 2 possibilities in the south of the country, in the region of Cajul and the region of Comrat, yeah? Because no competitors there. We need manpower, because our process of manufacturing has a lot of manpower. And we are checking these 2 regions. Yeah? We contact the governments of these regions, and we got a very, very, very good feedback and very good support from the Gagauzia region. Yeah? We discussed with the Gagauzia governments, the Bascals. We discussed also with the Prямая. We start to manage all this kind of relation to start. Yeah? They offer us to start our operation, because I don't know if some of you are coming from automotive sector. Is very dynamic, is changing, is like a crazy. Yeah? So we need to start immediately our operations and to produce harnesses here. We make one agreement with the authorities of here, and they prepare for us one brownfield. Yes, for us one brownfield is one second-hand factory. They prepare all for us. They make complete reformation, give the facilities. In around 5 months, with all infrastructures ready to run the operations. In December 2019, we start to work with the people here. We recruit the first workers. We move these workers to Chisinau factory to train them. Yeah? And in February 2018, we start to produce in our brownfield here inside of the city, yeah, with all structures, with all ready. And start operations is all, yeah. With this period, during February until January, yeah, it was a record time for all Fujikura factories. In 4 months, we start from 0 workers to 1,000. Yeah. We arrived here. We didn't have competence. This is my understanding, because a lot of people is coming to us to recruit. We put full our human resources. We start to move technical means, etc., to run our operations. So in this period, we will run in our brownfield, provide for the authorities, yeah, we go in the direction to install definitively in Comrade with one greenfield. It means one factory, new factory, with nearly 11,000 square meters. But Fujikura asked to the authority, we need a free zone. Free zone is exchange of materials payments, you know. All the material is coming for our harnesses from Europe and come back to Europe, so we need this kind of work. We're working like that in Chisinau, in Tanger, in Kenitra, in a lot of countries with that. Yeah? Really, we get a very good support from the authorities here. They manage this topic with the government. The government approved the construction or the release of the Balkans free zone. And we go with Industrial Park, the company that is the owner of our facility, the owner of facility in Chisinau and the owner of facility in Comrade. The political of Fujikura is not to make by himself. Other companies like Sumitomo, others make by themselves, but this is not the case. We make some kind of contract during 7 years, 10 years, yeah. And we go with the Industrial Park together with the government of Gagauzian authorities to build a new free zone, a new building, and to start. This arrived. It was a hard period, because we need to, every week, every month, meetings, follow the task. If we are in time, not time, special actions, arrived winter, you know, it's too hard in this country, snow, working is delayed, all of the things, but we achieved. In December 2018 was finished the facility, only the facility, no the access, no the other topics that we remake during this year. Yeah, still something is need to close, but we arrive in this moment, and in Christmas period 2018, we move all our technical means, all material, and all our workers during 2 weeks to start in the free zone. Yeah, and in January start the free zone, and until now we are there. The start, I told you, with some infrastructure is not complete, but the government or the authorities is providing us the new entrance. They are, I think, trying to involve other companies. During this period, we opened the customs. It was a little bit hard, yes, to start to work with the customs. Also now we are working with the government, with the Agencia of free zones, because we have some limited problems with the free zones because has the period restricted, yes, from 8 morning until 8 afternoon. And now they approve some decree lay to give a declaration on lines. They are supporting every day to give us better conditions for our business. I want to tell, I can to tell a lot of histories during these 2 years in Gagausia, but this is not the case. We are in a forum for investment, yeah, for new investors. Sorry. I want to tell you that Fujikura put the first stone in Comrade. This is our thinking during these 2 years. Now we are working normal, like in Chisinau, with free zone, with customers, we organize transport our workers, with promotions. Lot of people of Gagausia is taking care of the managers' positions in our company. Yeah. We are working with the universities to provide profiles according our business or the skills needed. Really, now it's time to arrive new investors to Gagausia. As I told you, the infrastructure is run. The services is growing and growing in the city. Yeah, when we arrived, we need to open a lot of suppliers providing us some services because we are around 1,200 people and need transport, need lunch, need all kind of the purchasing that you know in one normal company. Yeah. And I ask to you that you have opportunity to come of this region. Until now we are alone, but sure we can work together in this region. It's all for my side. Thank you again for your invitation.
Mr. Segarra, thank you so much for your very detailed speech, because actually you have proved in facts how certain words for the support can materialize into real support. And it would be extremely unfair if I wouldn't mention Mr. Vadim Cheban, who actually was the keystone support from the side of central public authorities. I'm sure he's here with us. Vadim, thank you, because that's one of your personal success as well. Also by having the great support from Ms. Irina Vlach and her team. It was the first big investment in Gagauzia. It proved that it worked, and it built the credibility for the other investments, which is great. That's why for the next speech, I would like to warmly invite the next potential investor who is now planning his investments to Gagauzia, Mr. Marco Hösel, Chief Executive Officer of Kaufland Romania and Moldova. But before giving the floor to Mr. Marco Hösel, let's watch a small movie. What is Kaufland and why Gagauzia?
Bună ziua! Saman Hayer Olson. Anul 2019 este un an plin de satisfacții, atât din punct de vedere profesional, cât și personal. Odată cu deschiderea Kaufland în Republica Moldova, după 4 ani de muncă și eforturi în această toamnă, am văzut cum un vis poate deveni realitate. Am deschis la Chișinău nu doar 2 magazine cu gama variată de produse, dar și am impulsionat mediul de afaceri din Moldova prin noi abordări, standarde de calitate și o atitudine profesionistă. Angajații sunt sufletul companiei și sunt mândru de toți colegii mei din Kaufland Moldova, oamenii buni care fac parte din echipa mea. Pot spune cu siguranță că eu mă simt aici acasă. Jumătatea mea cea bună, soția mea din Republica Moldova, m-a învățat să descoper și să iubesc această țară. Așa am reușit să vizitez Gagauzia, care m-a cucerit prin vinurile aromate, ce pot să facă ușor concurență celor internaționale. Mâncarea gustoasă, dar mai ales oamenii primitori. De fapt, pot să vă maturizez, chiar după primul pahar de vin, am decis că aceasta trebuie să se regăsească pe rafturile magazinelor noastre din România. Avem planuri ambițioase, motiv pentru care sunt bucuros să fiu și astăzi aici în Comrat. Perseverența și evoluția economică pe care le-ați înregistrat în ultimii ani ne-au convins să începem să investim și în Gagauzia. Astăzi punem bazele unui parteneriat de lungă durată care presupune investiții în regiune, noi locuri de muncă și o strânsă colaborare cu producători autohtoni. Acum am un motiv în plus să învăț limba gagauză. Vreau să vă mulțumesc pentru deschiderea și ospitalitatea de care dați dovadă și vă promit că din partea Kaufland vom trata cu multă seriozitate și profesionalism încrederea pe care o investiți și dumneavoastră în acest proiect. Vă mulțumesc și vă doresc succes. Çok Saol Gagauzia hem mutluluk.
We are very proud on behalf of the European Business Association to provide that support for actually enabling the decision of Kaufland to choose Gagauzia. It's a great achievement from our side as well. But now just to transform these commitments into a paper thing, which actually will support us in our further endeavor, I would like to invite Her Excellency Ms. Irina Vlah, Governor of ATU Gagauzia, and Mr. Marco Hösel, Chief Executive Officer of Kaufland, for signing a memorandum of understanding for the further investment. With your warm applauses, dear guests.
Уважаемые участники, приступаем к подписанию соглашения. Подписывается меморандум о сотрудничестве между исполнительным комитетом Гагаузии и компанией Kaufland. Подписывают Башкан Гагаузии Ирина Влах. Региональный директор компании Kaufland Марко Hösel.
Your Excellencies, honorable audience, dear ladies and gentlemen, here we can see these facts turning into real life, so we wish you success. And by saying this, I would like to consider and to declare this panel closed, and may we all have really fruitful cooperation for the future, for the investment endeavor. Thank you so much.
Уважаемые гости, уважаемые участники форума, приглашаем вас на рабочий обед в ресторан «Водолей». Волонтеры форума помогут вам пройти в ресторан. Ждем всех в 14:30 на секцию 1 возможности обеспечения кадрами инвестиционной экономики и двусторонние встречи местных малых и средних предприятий Гагаузии с представителями международного бизнеса B2B встречи.